So I've been doing this just over 11 years, and many of my guests came on, Vishen, that I didn't like, I didn't agree with, that made me squirm. From Dan Pena, the $1 Trillion Man, to Mantak Chia talking about, sexual energy, to all these people. And I just decided my job was to sit here and listen and try to bring their message to the world. And sometimes a year later or 2 years later, I realize maybe they're right. And so again, I think it's important that this whole world has an open mind, and we don't always assume we're right, because I've changed my mind so many times in real time over the show, to where now sometimes I try to put someone in the chair that I don't agree with and force myself to sit there and just try to listen.
And I think that's really, really, really important, right? Really important.
Yeah.
When I was going to come on this show, my media team said, you don't want to be on Brian Rose's show because he has some really extreme views. And my response was, well, he's a good man. And what's wrong with those extreme views? Do I have to agree with every guest that he's ever had? And so I wanted to be here. But people have to understand how media works. And I have to make an apology to you, because I want people to know this story. There was a time 2 years ago, this was in the middle of the pandemic, when someone on my team was releasing a video, was preparing a video on women's rights. And they were taking snippets from different talk shows and stuff to show that we still live in a world where misogyny exists. And there was a quote by you that was taken out of context and put in that video.
Oh, this is one of my guests. I think it was Elliot Hulse? Was it that one?
I think you were agreeing with something a guest said, but you were not fully agreeing. I can't even remember what it was, but I knew it was taken out of context. Before you'd even seen it, I had that video pulled, destroyed. I reprimanded that person who edited the video, and I wrote you an apology letter.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
And the reason I did that is because I so believe that media, you, me, we both run media companies, even CNN, even Fox News, even Vice News, has to stop doing it. They have to stop making people angry by taking things out of context in a 10-second clip and going, oh, he's racist. Oh, he's misogynistic. This guy is an asshole. When you extend the conversation, you start to see who people really are. And I never want Mindvalley doing that. I don't think anyone should be doing that. And so that's why I shared that story, is because I think the audience needs to understand that the media is designed to trigger you. And we have to be open-minded about things.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, it's fascinating to me. I mean, I like to put people in the leather chair and hear them out. And I always think that, their ideas stand for themselves, and people can take what they want and they can choose to do things with them or not. I always say you can go on YouTube and you can find all these videos about the flat earth.
Right.
And it's none of my business if you think the earth is flat, but they're out there and people can watch them or not watch them. But sometimes I have guests on my show that people decide that people aren't even allowed to make that judgment. And there's a concept called freedom of speech, but there's also the freedom to listen to someone. And I think everyone should have the right, and is an adult enough to be able to consume the content without having a regulatory body or someone. Even in Britain, they say, oh, you have to challenge the guest and try to give two sides of the story in a podcast. I'm like, no, I don't. You can go watch any video you want on YouTube and consume whatever you want. My job isn't that. My job is to let someone present their ideas.
Right.
And then you do that. But yeah, it can be controversial. But I appreciate that. And I appreciate this. And I remember you sending me that message as well. And so thank you. Last question. What's that piece of advice to the 20-year-old who's out there listening to us? They could be in maybe China, they're getting this maybe, or Dubai, or South America, or Estonia, or America. 20 years old, they're growing up in this world where, Jesus, AI is going to be a big part of their lives. They grew up on social media. The internet was always there. What do you advise them?
So I would say, if I can give you one piece of homework right now, dive into the huge number of new AI companies which are emerging. Okay, you can find these lists. ChatGPT is just one, but there are loads of companies that are being formed on these services, and these companies are about to disrupt everything from the legal industry to copywriting to marketing, everything. And if you can start leveraging this as a toolkit and getting good at it, it's called prompt engineering, right? It's the prompt that you put in AI. You are going to be formidable. You're going to be formidable, and you will be able to go into fields and completely be the top performer in those fields. For example, you may know nothing about copywriting, But if you know prompt engineering, you can produce better headlines, better blog copy, better book titles than some of the best copywriters out there who are too slow to embrace these. Take advantage of this disruption.
I completely agree. AI, I mean, ChatGPT got 1 million customers in 4 days. The fastest adoption of any technology, I think, in human history. And yeah, we're actually actively investing in companies now through London Real Ventures with AI and blockchain capabilities. And you said it right there. I mean, you might have no experience, but if you know how to work these tools, you can do better than the best of the best, who are not going to want to adopt it, will probably reject it and be slow to adopt it, maybe because of the innovator's dilemma, because it's going to take them out of a job. And there's going to be so much disruption faster than anything we've seen before.
Yeah.
Right?
We had to design a cover for one of our programs. So we had different designers design the cover. One designer decided to cheat by using Midjourney, which is an AI artist, to design the cover. And then we put these covers up on social media and we had the audience vote. The AI cover won. The audience didn't know that, but the AI cover won. So who was the smartest designer?
Exactly. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?